Hello again, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Cogeco North Bay News, truly local television. I'm Greg Estabrooks. Well, the clock is ticking for correctional and parole officers across the province of Ontario as a self-imposed Sunday morning strike deadline approaches. Locally, more than 50 correctional officers would be out of a job, or at least on the picket line, if a deal isn't reached.
Ontario's correction and probation officers are just 5 days away from a midnight strike deadline, as the union has been without a contract for over a year. Ontario Public and Service Employees Union Executive Board member Mike Basalian says the potential strike would address more than a contract.
We're making a statement. It's not just about the contract itself. Conditions have to change inside the jail. They're untenable. We cannot continue to work this way. We get no support from our management, and I think we've had enough, and we're making a stand.
Basalian gave some specifics.
One of the biggest concerns has been the overcrowding and the amount of lockdowns. We're severely understaffed, and oftentimes when we are understaffed, we have to lock the inmates down for days at a time. And it can prove for a very tense environment. When I first started working in corrections, we used to have an average of 50 inmates in the jail. Now there are weekends where we have close to 140.
A pair of NDP MPPs are looking to place political pressure on the Ontario Liberal government. Oshawa MPP Jennifer French also serves as a corrections critic for the province of Ontario. She's touring Northern Ontario to find out what it's like firsthand inside these facilities.
By the end of this tour, that it'll have been 10 facilities, 10 jails that I will have been in, and I'm seeing common themes, when it comes to weapons, general safety, when it comes to overcrowding, the lack of appropriate staffing, the understaffing across the province, specifically in our northern jails as well, shows throughout the facilities. We have inmates that are in constant lockdown. We have tensions running so high. We have so many in a cell. It really is a powder keg.
Timiskaming Cochrane MPP John Vanthof toured the North Bay Jail on Tuesday afternoon with French. Vanthof says the Monteith Correctional Complex in his riding shares the same problems as the North Bay facility.
From what I understand, they do share the overcrowding problem, and as with a lot of facilities in Northern Ontario, they're both aging facilities, and that causes challenges both for the staff and for the inmate population.
Meanwhile, Basalian says the North Bay facility does stand out from all the rest across the province.
Just last summer, statistically across the province, North Bay had the most lockdowns than any other jail in the province. When we don't have enough staff on the shift to cover all our posts, that causes a lockdown. When we have a lockdown, and sometimes inmates are locked 3 to a cell for days at a time, that's just inhumane. When we have a lockdown, we stop inmates from having the best connection they have to the community, and that's their family. There's no visits, there's no phone calls. Again, I just think it's terribly unfair.
For Cogeco North Bay News, I'm Clarke Heipel.